Okay, so let's dive in. You're a founder, right? You poured everything into this thing, and now you're pitching VCs. And then it comes that question.
Ah, the classic. So what's your moat? What stops Google or, two people in a garage from just building this next year?
Exactly. It sounds totally fair, like due diligence. But the source material we're looking at today, it kind of argues that the whole premise of that question is maybe shifting.
It really is. The assumption often is that the moat is like static. It's the code you wrote, maybe a patent, the specific feature set you have right now.
Right. And the argument here is that those kinds of moats, they're just not holding up like they used to. They're eroding and fast.
Yeah, the core idea, and I really like how they put it, is that your real competitive edge isn't the what you've built, it's the how. How fast you learn, how quickly you adapt, how you move.
Your real moat is motion. That phrase really stuck with me.
It's powerful, isn't it? Really flips the perspective.
Totally. And that's what we want to unpack in this deep dive. Why is motion suddenly so critical? How does it actually work as an advantage? And how do you build that?
Okay, so first, why are those traditional moats less effective? The source points out that tech leads are just shrinking like crazy.
Yeah, what used to be like a 3, maybe 5-year head start is now, what, 18 months? Maybe even 6?
Exactly. And a big driver is AI, obviously. It's making complex knowledge work, coding especially, much faster, almost commoditizing parts of it.
And just building in general is easier, isn't it? Think about APIs, open source, cloud platform.
Right. You don't need to build everything from scratch. Plus, ideas, talent, capital, it all moves globally so much faster now. Good ideas get seen, and frankly, they get copied.
So when the investor asks, why can't someone else build this? Maybe the better answer, the more strategic one is.
Well, they probably can build the features, but they won't execute the way we do.
Ah, okay, so that execute like we do piece. That's the motion.
That's where it lives. Because cloning a feature list, copying a UI, yeah, that's doable. But copying your team's rhythm, your learning speed,
Yeah.
how you iterate based on real customer feedback, how you build trust, that's way harder.
That's the dynamic part. The stuff you can't just reverse engineer easily.
Like the Slack versus Microsoft Teams example they mentioned. Microsoft had, well, everything. Resources, distribution.
Yeah.
They could build a similar product.
And they did, eventually overtaking Slack and user numbers through bundling. But early Slack.
Yeah, early Slack didn't win because of some secret sauce in their code. They won because they were obsessed with the user experience. They learned like crazy from their first users, built something people genuinely liked using.
That initial momentum, that almost cult-like following,
Yeah,
that was their motion, their learning velocity.
exactly. And that rapid iteration, that deep user empathy that was the moat Microsoft couldn't just replicate overnight. It bought Slack crucial time and led to that huge acquisition.
Okay, let's take another one from the source, the health tech founder. Patient engagement platform. Same VC question. Why can't the hospital just build this?
Right. And on paper, sure, a big hospital system has IT folks. They could theoretically build software.
But the reality, hospital IT is usually focused on stability, compliance, keeping old systems alive. Not exactly rapid, user-focused innovation hubs, are they?
Not typically, no. And even if they do build something, the article calls it shelfware. It sounds good, maybe ticks a box, but nobody actually uses it because it doesn't fit the workflow.
But the startup's edge wasn't just code. It was, again, their speed. Learning directly from patients, understanding the real problems on the ground. That ability to adapt was the moat. No patent needed.
It's a fundamental shift, isn't it? Away from trying to launch something perfect towards just continuous motion, getting into the market, sticking close to users, making constant small adjustments.
So the motion moat is really your organization's ability to ship, test, learn, and adapt faster than anyone else.
And that takes humility, right? Like you have to be willing to say, okay, that feature we loved, it's not working, kill it. Or our positioning is off, let's change it based on what we're hearing.
Yeah, it's cultural. You need a team that gets excited about learning quickly, not one that gets precious about version 1.0.
You can't just copy that culture from competitors' website. It's built.
So instead of asking what can't be copied, maybe the better question is,
What's our unfair rate of learning? That's the killer question.
unfair rate of learning. I like that. So do you have better access to users? Are you running more feedback sessions, shipping updates faster?
Exactly, because that learning compounds, right? If someone copies what you did last month, well, you're already 2 steps ahead because you've learned more since then. You're just moving faster.
Okay, so how do we build this? The article gave some concrete steps.
Yeah.
Number 1 was feedback loops.
Obsessive feedback loops. Talk to users all the time. Build it into the product, the process. Faster learning drives faster evolution. Simple as that.
Second, make speed a core value. Ship early, ship small. Celebrate the learning, even from things that don't quite work. Action over endless planning.
Third, capture what you learn. Don't let insights from calls or experiments just evaporate. Document it, share it. Build that institutional knowledge.
Fourth, focus early on. Go narrow. Dominate a niche first. Build deep insights and trust there faster than a big, slow competitor can.
And fifth, especially in complex fields like health or finance, your agility, your ability to iterate within those constraints, that's a massive, rare advantage. Embrace it.
Now, what about AI? Doesn't that speed things up for everyone, kind of leveling the field again?
Good question. The source actually argues AI reinforces why motion is key. Yes, AI makes the building part faster for everyone. You can spin up version 0.1 quicker.
But AI can't have those deep user conversations, can it? It can't replicate the nuanced understanding you get from watching someone struggle with your product or the insights from hundreds of tiny iterations.
Exactly. AI helps the builders, but it doesn't replace that messy, hard-won, real-world learning that comes from high-velocity motion. That's still uniquely human, uniquely organizational.
So next time you get the Moat question, reframe it. Don't just talk about features.
Right. Talk about your process. Say something like, sure, someone could try to copy the features, but they won't have our learning rate, they won't have our feedback cycles, our iteration speed, our depth of user insight.
You're basically saying they'd have to copy your momentum. And that's incredibly hard.
It shows confidence in your ability to keep moving, not just in what you have today.
It's not about defending a static castle. It's
Yeah.
about being the fastest ship on the sea.
And if you're out there doing the work, building, shipping, talking to users, improving, you're already building those key qualities: velocity, humility, grit.
Don't underestimate that. Your real power comes from your ability to learn faster, adapt quicker, and just keep going. Outlearn, outadapt, outlast.
Because in the end, you're not just building a product anymore.
You're building motion. And that motion, it just keeps compounding.